Hey guys, so for today's tutorial I'm doing a Pamela Anderson inspired cat eye. So I use dark navies and silvers and grays. So if you want to see how to get this look, just keep watching. And if you're wondering what's on my nails today, I've been wearing this one for a few days now. This is kind of like a flashy gold glitter. So for that I used one coat of China Glaze Gilded Treasures. And then for the glitter, I used my favorite glitter. This is China Glaze Cleopatra. Okay, so let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, so I've already applied my concealer, foundation, I did my brows, and I applied my eye primer, which I'm using Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And for lips, I'm just going to apply my lip conditioner. This is Sally Hansen Vita B Lip Moisturizer, and I love the packaging on these. I think these come in like 4 different flavors, and each flavor is supposed to do something different for you. Okay, for this eye look I'm going to be using this Dior palette, and this came out during the holidays last Christmas, and it looks like this. Now I know this is limited edition, so if you don't have this palette, that's okay. There are similar colors that you can use in place of this. So like this top color here, it's kind of a navy blue with blue pearl. You can use matte contrast, and for this color here, it's kind of like a silvery, dark silver shimmer. So that's most similar to like Night Divine by MAC. And this one here is just a light silver. You can use any light silver, maybe like MAC Electra or Silver Ring or something similar. And then down here is just a basic shimmery white. I'm also going to be using a couple of MAC eyeshadows as well, but we'll get to those later. Okay, so I'm going to start with my inner corner highlight, and I'm going to take this shimmery white here with my e.l.f. defining brush. And I'm just going to place this all around my inner tear duct area. Next, I'm going to take this light silver here on my e.l.f. defining brush, and I'm just going to place this on the front part of my lid and blend down into that white highlight. Next, I'm going to take that dark shimmery gray on my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to place this up the center of my lid and just blend into that light silver. Okay, now here's where we're going to start creating that cat eye effect. So I'm going to take my darkest color here, this dark navy blue, on my Essence of Beauty crease brush. And I'm going to start by drawing a line right about here. Just kind of aiming towards the tail of your brow. And I'm going to bring that color inward. In and slightly upward, and just blend it into that gray. Okay, now you're going to have something that looks a little crazy like this. Okay, now I'm just going to set aside my Dior palette, and we'll come back to that when I'm ready for the lower lash line. But for now, I'm going to grab a couple of MAC eyeshadows, and we're going to go ahead and do some blending and brow highlight, and that's going to soften the look. Okay, so first I'm going to take MAC Brule, and this is going to be my brow highlight. I'm going to take that on my Costco Dome Smudge Brush, and I'm just going to fill in this whole empty area up here. And I'm not really taking it down here, I'm just keeping it up in this high point. Okay, now for a transition color. I'm going to be using MAC Soba, and this is a satin, and it's kind of like a golden kind of camel color with tiny gold pearl. And I'm going to take that on my Sonia Kashuk crease brush, and I'm just going to set this right on that line and lightly blend that out. I don't want to get too far down into this color, I don't want to disturb that. I just want to soften that line. Okay, now the particular picture I have here of Pamela is she doesn't have a lot going on underneath the eye. Like, it doesn't drop down very far. It's right close to the lashes, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get into that Dior palette again, and I'm just going to mirror what we did on top, but I'm going to take my small e.l.f. angled liner brush. So I'm just going to dip into this light silver, and I'm going to place this right at the lashes and kind of blend into that highlight. Next I'm going to take that dark shimmery gray, and again just keeping this very close to the lash roots. And I'm not going all the way, that's going to be our dark navy blue out there. Just leaving about a quarter of the lash line open there. Okay, now I'm going to take that dark navy blue, and I'm going to place this right at that outer quarter of the lash line. And just press it right into those lash roots. Okay, now we're going to move on to eyeliner, and I'm using my MAC Blacktrack Fluidline with my MAC 208 brush. And I'm going to lay this down right in the center. And once I know I have a nice thin line, I'm going to move towards the inner corner, keeping it right close to the lash roots. Now once I start getting past the top of the eye there, I'm going to start winging this up and out. And it's almost coming out in a straight line from the top of the eye there. And for the wing, I'm going to bring it up fairly high. And just fill that in. Okay, now for your waterline, you could take it two directions. You could either brighten it up or you can darken it with like a black or dark blue. I'm going to go ahead and brighten it up, and I'm going to use my MAC chromographic pencil in NC15 NW20. Okay, now for mascara, I'm using CoverGirl LashBlast Volume. Okay, now you can't do a Pamela look without lashes, so I'm going to use my Ardell Wispies. Okay, while my lashes are drying, I'm going to move on to face. So I've already applied my concealer and foundation, so I'm going to move on to my contour, bronzer, highlight, and blush. So for contour, I'm going to use Benefit Hoola with my Essence of Beauty kind of fluffy angled brush. Okay, now I want a little more bronzing, so I'm going to take that same brush with my NARS Laguna, and we're going to take this bronzer just above that contour. And you want to hit all the places where you tan first. So kind of up onto the cheekbones, up the temples, up onto the forehead. Down the nose, Okay, now that we're all bronzed up, I want to go in with highlight. So I'm going to take my MAC Lustre Drops in Sun Rush, and I'm just going to take that on my finger and dot that onto the tops of my cheekbones and brush back and up. Now I want to take a little highlight powder over that Sun Rush, so I'm going to take my Dior Amber Diamond on a little fluffy brush, and I'm just going to dust this over that highlight. Okay, now for blush, I don't want too much color, I just want a little hint of peachy pink. So I'm going to take my NARS blush in Deep Throat on my MAC 129 brush. Okay, now for lips, you could go with a shimmery pink or champagne or even a matte nude. I think I'm going to choose something in between, but first I'm going to start with 2 lip liners. So I'm going to use MAC Strip Down and Chanel Beige, and I'm going to start with MAC Strip Down. This is the darker one of the two, and I'm going to line just on the outside edge of my lips because we know that Pamela really overlines her lips. I don't want to do it too much and look too crazy, but just a little bit. And then I'm going to take that Chanel Beige and I'm going to fill it in. Okay, now for lipstick, I'm going to be using MAC Fabby, and this is a gorgeous color. It is a frost, but it doesn't have that gritty, frosty feeling on your lips. And it's kind of a hard color to explain. It has like a hint of mauve, but it has this gorgeous gold pearl. Okay, so here is our finished Pamela Anderson cat eye look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.